welcome to Dr. Mix. Which side do you like? The top, the bottom? It's good to see you. Today we're going to talk about the Minimoog because I've got for you the top 5 Minimoog sounds you must know. You know what you should also do? Subscribe to this channel because this is all about synthesizers and great stuff like this. You like this? You should subscribe. Come on. Yes. Come on. Yes. Thank you. Also a big thumbs up. Thank you. Sound number 5, the hip hop lead. So let's turn off 2 of the oscillators and let's leave just the top oscillator on. All right. So very basic. We have a sawtooth, and I'm gonna show you some variations later on, but let's start from that. And I would go in the range of 8. Yeah. Okay, it doesn't sound too hip-hop yet, but bear with me, because what we're gonna do next is we're gonna add some glide so that the notes go from one to the next in a glissando way. Right, so what we want is also a vibrato. So the vibrato on a Minimoog you obtain by using oscillator 3. You know what, let me play it to you, right? This is what it does, but if you go all the way down, you know, it starts basically doing a, you know, behaving like a low frequency oscillator. So you attach a nice triangle form to it. You cannot even hear it, how low this is, but when you use it as just modulation for the top oscillator, then that's what happens, right? So usually it's a little bit, it's gentler. You know what, this is not exactly sawtooth. Let's use the real sawtooth. There you go. And then you can turn the cut off a little bit down. Right, now it's become a little bit loud. You can go also the octave higher. Is that hip hop enough for you? Yes. Well, of course, it helps a lot if you know how to play the keyboards. You don't know how to play the keyboards? You should try Melodics, the kind sponsors of today's video. Melodics is an app that helps you build your skills and confidence on the MIDI keyboard or pad controller or electronic drum kit. This is how you get started, and this is my lesson for today. Also, just for a limited time, the lovely people at Melodics are giving away a $1,000 prize. Enter the promo code for a chance to win, and also you will get a big discount on your subscription. All the details are in the link in the description. Visit it, click on it, and enjoy Melodics. Next, number 4, Soulful Bass. I'm gonna have to sit down for this one. So the Soulful Bass is just a low note, yeah, like that. And I usually like to give it a little bit of attack by using, so this decay control, yeah. I'm gonna turn off just for 1 second everything, and I'm just gonna give you the decay of the sound, okay? All right? So what you want to do is you really want to have a little bit of this attack. You can do it quite short, yeah? I mean, you can do very short, but then you have to give it a floor below which the sound doesn't go. So I want a little bit of that attack, but then I want that sustain, you know? So that it behaves like a bass, boom, 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 you know what I mean? Like this. But also I want a little bit of sustain, so I'll turn on the sustain. Right? So then what I want to do is I want to give it also some meow meow. Let me show you. So if you give it a bit of amount of contour, which is basically envelope control, yeah, you will also have a little bit of decay here. Now we're introducing that meow meow effect, right? Right? And then we pull the filter down again. right? If we want a little bit more zing, we go like this. But we don't want to use too much of it, just a little bit, like a down, down, just a little bit. And then we also keep the filter open so that it doesn't close all the way, right? Right? Maybe remove the glide. Next! Number 3, the Spaceship. This is super fun. The way we do this is by modulating the frequency of oscillator 1, basically. I'm going to show you 2 ways, but this is the first way. So if you listen to that, all right, if I put this as a modulation, it's because I'm using a triangle. But what happens if I use a sawtooth? Right? What happens if I push it more? What happens if I go higher in octave? But remember, the frequency of this modulation depends on oscillator 3, right? So I can do this. All right, and I can turn it on to 32 and go all the way to the left, and I'm gonna be really fast now. Check out. This doesn't sound like a spaceship anymore, but you can do a different type of spaceship if you turn off all of the oscillators and you just put this filter emphasis all the way up. Now you have a self-oscillating filter. And then you can make sure that the filter modulation is on, and you can do this. How about the other way around? Let me put a little bit of delay, and we're gonna go to space for a second. Kraftwerk, baby! Sound number 2. Power bass. Let's do this. Well, I have to remove this modulation, obviously. Turn off the emphasis, right? Cool. So the point with the power bass is that it's got to be a little bit, you know, like if you listen to Michael Jackson's Thriller, power bass, or if you listen to 24 Carats Magic, you have a doubled up bass. Let me show you what I mean by that. So we can lift this one on sawtooth, that's fine, right? And on 16, this is pretty cool. All right, so this is the basic sound, which which is not too dissimilar from what we did before. The difference is that now I'm going to turn on a second oscillator, all right? All right, let's just concentrate on that one. Now, what's cool about the second oscillator is that you can, for example, use a square wave, which is a lot more powerful. Check out. And it gives you this sort of electronic, sort of robotic, more video game-ish kind of sound. But what happens is that you pull it down to octave 32, and now all of a sudden this is like super deep. I mean, you can try with different square waves. This is cool. Probably this is quite aggressive. So, but what happens is that when you cut off the filter a little bit, yeah, and then you basically choose a mix between the first sound and the lower octave sound, and then you have to make sure that they don't that they are exactly the same. The Minimoog doesn't have sync, so you cannot synchronize the first oscillator to the second, but what you can do is you can fine-tune it with a little bit of magic touch. Yeah, now we're going. Next and last, number one, the super lead. Now this is the old trick from Keith Emerson and a lot of those, rock and roll, progressive rock in the 60s and 70s. This is the trick. So the trick is that you use exclusively sawtooth sounds on all three oscillators, all right? No amount of contour, just the filter all open and all the sustain up, all the other controls down, right? And then you turn on the three oscillators and you begin with the first sound on 8, for example. And now you double it up with the same exact sound, but one octave below, right? And this is it. 16. This is 8. We put this to 16. And then we tune them up correctly. Right? And then you do the exact same thing to the third oscillator. So, but you put it on 32, yeah? Right? And then you pretty much put them at the same level, the three of them. You add a little bit of delay, reverb, a little bit of that. I usually put a little bit of glide as well, which I'm gonna leave in, between 4 and 5. And here's your sound. Obviously, there is no modulation. Why am I doing this? But yeah. Or you can go like one octave above, 1, 2, and 3. appreciated this. It's amazing, isn't it? I love you. Have you heard? Love can hurt. Thank you for watching. I hope you're doing great. Click on the link in the description to check out Melodics. They're really nice and they support this channel. So give them a go. And I invite you to watch this video next. Wait. Yes. Mm-hmm.